There we go. Okie dokie. You know what? I don't think I've done this yet. I want to hear each of the different... Alright, that's enough of that. Come on, whoever you are watching, if it's not just counting me as my own viewer again, please chat with me. How's your day going? No? I'm guessing it's probably just counting me as one of the viewers again for some reason. That's really rather annoying, now that I think about it. You know, I like Twitch. I do, you know. But you would really think that you would rather... Wait, okay, hang on. Let me try to get my thought in order. $500. Alright, I can go this way. Did we go these valid? Wait. Alright, hold on. What was the last one I did? Wait, hold up. Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah. Okay. Ooh, right. I figured out what I had to do to get the stop and swap items to be available. I think they should be available now in Freeze Easy Peak and Gobi's Valley. Oh, was there one in... What was the other one? I might have to wait until the end of the game to see the hint as to where it is, but I think... Right, I'm gonna need feathers later. So, yeah. As it turns out, for anyone who doesn't know that ends up finding this video and watching it, yes, okay. In order to get stop and swap items to show up, or to open up, rather, you have to actually have a Banjo Kazooie save file open. Cool, an enormous ice key. We should keep this stop and swap item for later. Eek. Okay, so yeah, there we go with that one. Oh, that's so cool. I remember when I first played this as a kid, I got up there and I saw that I could look through there. I looked in there, I saw the ice key, and I'm like, oh, I want that. How do I get to it? And I had to have spent hundreds, and I do mean literally hundreds of hours going through every bit of this game, ground pounding random areas, beak bombing into walls, you know, anything I could to try and figure out how to open, and I mean literally hundreds of hours in Freeze Easy Peak. And I could never figure it out, and then my save file got deleted because my cousins put in too many cheat codes, so that ended up... Ooh, right, there are others. Aha! No, I couldn't repeat that if you asked me. I honestly don't know how I managed to pull that off, considering usually it doesn't let you do anything when you're running around this Kazooie. Or with Kazooie. I really hope that was... You know, honestly, I know this game so very well, having played it for so much of my, at least the short time that I had it before I threw it away because I thought it got screwed up. But, you know, this really is just so stinking cool to finally be able to collect these the way they were meant to be collected. Like, if I... Ooh, an egg! That's one of the 7 stop and swap items we've been looking for. I reckon it'll unlock something special in my nuts and bolts adventure. Can't wait. I can't wait. Well, actually, you know, I probably can wait. I don't think I'm actually going to play nuts and bolts, considering sin. I'm serious, I really don't like Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts. I understand if you do like it, that's all well and good. You know, it's just, my reasoning is, you know, Banjo Kazooie was always a platform collector game. You know, it was never a put cars together, drive them around kind of game. I understand mixing up gameplay, but why not just... I don't see why they couldn't have made that one small part of the game, you know, maybe a mission, you know, different areas in the different worlds throughout that game could have been done with those little put-together vehicle kind of things, but then the rest is on foot with Banjo and Kazooie, you know, working together. Kind of like the Saucer of Peril in Banjo 2, you know? Just, like, basically go around on rails and do this thing or that thing. But without making the whole game about that. Alright, the next was... I gotta go down then. Okay. Meh. 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 Oh, is there one in Double Bloop? I cannot remember if there was a stop and swap. I don't remember ever noticing anything strange about Bubble Loop. Now, Treasure Trove Cove? Yeah. Sorry, I drew a blank on the name. This was never my favorite level as a kid, and it's because Shark... Oh my god. Wow. Shark bait, or shark food, or whatever island was always so annoying to me, because it's like... I knew there was some reason for it to be... It couldn't have just been that they put it there to, you know, mess with the players. And then years later, I found out, oh yeah, no, it was because, you know, it was going to be part of this thing called Stop and Swap. But, never got implemented. So, you know, even as a teenager, I was like, well, that sucks, but, understandable. Did I... you have no idea how many times I've watched the, because I never thought I'd have another chance as a teenager to play that. So when I found footage of the ending of Banjo Kazooie of a 100% completion run, you know, I or not. Wait, okay, not the one. The we can actually use them this time. Oh, I should have. I really should have done that thing. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of the names right now. Oh well. I really can't remember where any of the others would have been. I think one was in Clunker's Cavern. Wait, was it Clunkers or Clankers? I think it might have been Clankers now that I think. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds more right than Clunkers. But anyways, I am so happy to be playing this game and be getting all these things after all these years. Why do I feel like I might be missing something on? I really do just love the underwater music from this game. Boy, this sure is disconcerting. Nothing creepier than having to swim through water that you know has something that's going to try to take a bite out of you. You know, I was wrong when I said that Bubble Bloop Swamp is my favorite level. Bubble Bloop Swamp's my favorite level, second only to this. Mad Monster Mansion. Man, I used to love running around in there when I was a kid. Well, such that is allowed by a game. Oh god, I love this music. Though the ever-ticking water, or the ever-ticking away air bubbles is somewhat disconcerting. Remember, kids, when going through a tunnel, always remember to take a breath of fresh air if you're underwater. If you can get to fresh air. If not, then the freshest air that is currently available to you. And I apologize if you hear chickens freaking out in the background. Our rooster is freaking out, probably because one of the chickens just laid an egg, and yeah. No, do not be concerned. They are not in any danger. They are simply idiotic little birds, honestly. They are kind of stupid. But, meh, they're not so bad. Again, you know, chickens are really friggin' stupid, but... unfortunate that they're not an indoor kind of pet, you know? Because that would really help figure out what noises are just my imagination and what noises are actually, you know, something to be concerned about. If any. Guess there's no moves to learn in this one. Now, Mad Monster Mansion is one of my favorite levels. However, there is one issue that I recognize, you know, is actually kind of an issue, and that's that it can be kind of confusing to figure out where you're residing, spatially speaking. Alright, the lock's on this side. Alright. Yeah, what's up? And you know what? This was also another reason why I loved this area so much. Because not only did they feel that, you know, this level was deserving of being so freaking just a maze of areas, but you know, just such a special kind of music, you know, it's crazy.
Thank you.
That is a lot clearer than it used to be on the N64. That, everybody, is Grant Kirkhope, whom we can thank for most of the music in this game, if not all of it. I can never remember completely. So cool. I would love to meet Grant Kirkhope, man. You know, I would have so many questions, like, you know, what inspired some of the music in some of these levels, you know? Like, did they take inspiration from any old movies or games that they themselves played?
Thank you.
Ekum bokum. That's so cool. Okay, I just had a thought. What if you, like, if they ever re-release this for like Xbox One or something, maybe they touch up the graphics or something like that. But what would really be cool is if they made it so that if you wanted to do new playthrough, you could actually do kind of a New Game Plus thing where you keep all of your moves and everything, and you just kind of can run through the game as quickly as you want to. You know? Oh. Oh my god. Just as unsettling and... I mean, I guess, honestly, this level would really only be kind of confusing if you were a first-time player. How do I do first person? Oh, okay. Why? Okay, it used to be on the N64 version, you had to push the up yellow button to... God, look at this. Okay, Halloween is my favorite. I don't care if it's not an official holiday. I consider it a holiday. But Halloween is my favorite holiday, and honestly, you know, stuff like this is why. Look at this. Even if I had to deal with... Those bees aren't moving. Even if I had to deal with, you know, skeletons wandering around and stuff like that, I would love to live in just on a property that looks like this. Honestly, I'd probably be living in Mumbo's skull if I... Oh, that would be so cool if I ever got the money. Like, if I ever just hit the jackpot on the lottery, I would absolutely have a mansion or a house built that looks like this, and the yard and everything would be set up like this. Oh, that would be so cool. Of course, everything would have, like, lights and stuff, so, you know, I wouldn't have to go out in the dark and try to find my way through a maze. Not that it's really that difficult to figure out, now that I think about it. Oh well. But yeah, sorry, that little aside. Ooh. Oh, it could have been worse. Ooh. And see, that's so cool too. While they're down, let's make sure I'm welcome. Oh, I got an extra life. Alright, looks like I got everything. Never remember if there's another one around here somewhere. Oh, how do I open the door? Nope, I guess not. Oh, where do I remember? Ooh, you know what? I just realized something. I'm not invincible. Oh, okay, yeah, no, you gotta be able to use the invulnerability move in order to kill those guys. Alright, so I took all that damage for nothing. It was all pointless, man. It was pointless, man. Ow. Oh, that confuses them. No, for real though, like, that's so cool. They get confused by the fact that you jumped. Well, it seemed like. Alright. I'm a bit injured, but otherwise I'm okay. I guess that's kind of like saying, oh, I broke my arm, but I'll be alright in a few days. Like, yeah, no, I took some pretty... Yes! Aha! Oop. Oh, I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Killed by the ghost. Oh, Jesus. Come on, man. The heck? Why are these ghosts so intent on killing everyone? Why couldn't they have made it where they couldn't so easily kill you? Oh, piss off. Yeah. Fine. Nope. Yeah, I'm finding Clanker's Cavern. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to go pumpkin. But yeah, that's gonna end up really ticking me off, getting hurt by those guys. So ah, Umbo proud of pumpkin spell. Make good soup. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah. Kill me! There we go. Because ultimately the lives are kind of meaningless. Yeah, you get a game over, you gotta start from the start of the... Oh, yeah, that's real fair. I avoided him, so he manages to kick me. What? Monsters chase you. They're a hounding. Then you'll get a grunty pounding. Oh, come on. Go away. Jesus Christ. For God's sake, chase me over here and then piss off, man. Ah, screw you. That's not the one I want, but still. Oh, okay. Pumpkin making Mumbo hungry, me get pot ready. Very funny, Mumbo. Yeah, I definitely want to find Clanker's Cavern. Revolting Gruntilda's bedroom has dirty undies hanging from the ceiling. Long of tooth and strong of arm, Grunty's got the lasting charm. She also has an eyeball flower growing in a pot beside her bed, filthy old bag. Oh, hey, that's a nice little, okay. And you'd be sick if you saw her enormous spotty purple undies? Oh, you poor dears, your energy is low. Let me fill it up for you. That's better. She really is a nice old lady. Cheeto, Bear, and Bird have found once more. Another spell they get. If one more page I see you turn, then Grunty shall Cheeto burn. Nasty witch is, so code I shall tell. Enter red feathers on sandcastle floor in Treasure Trove Cove. Oh, it couldn't be gold feathers, the one that, you're... Thank you, Cheeto. I don't understand why they couldn't have just made it gold feathers first. That's the most useful one. Actually, no. You know what? Never mind. I understand now. It's because it's the most useful one. Get weak. Or run out. Banjo and Bear and Bird we are once more. So terrified we are to our core. Mumbo turns us into stuff, and getting used to it's really tough. I wonder. I can never remember quite how this is supposed to go, but I think I'm supposed to do this first. Whoa! Oh. See. Hey! Rusty Bucket Bay. Oh man, I hope I have enough for Clanker's Cavern. Where the heck? Yeah, I am honestly quite confused by that, because I can't remember how I'm supposed to get there. I thought there was something down there, but I was completely wrong. I'm a failure, a complete and utter failure. I guess. I mean, I really don't know if I would be the person to ask to judge, you know, the requirements for success versus failure, you know? Like, I don't feel like I'm qualified for that. Now see, what I find funny is that the water is obviously above the doorway we entered through now, but the rest of the castle isn't flooded. Please tell me I'm close to Clanker's Caverns. Okay, I guess not. Oop. Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, dang it. I must have missed something somewhere, so... Great. Where on earth is the puzzle for Clanker's Cavern? How could I mess up this badly? There should probably be absolutely no way that I missed it, and yet I did. I mean, I might as well go back to Treasure Trove Cove and get the code put in there. I don't know how I messed up this badly. I'm so confused. Confused, kind of angry. Wow. I completely missed that one. It's like, woohoo! Oh, into the drink. Yep. Kerplunk. I honestly don't know if I need the bucket every time. See, what's really not fair is if you know the codes already, you can't just put them in. You actually have to talk to Cheeto to put in the codes. And I always thought that was kind of, you know, like, it would be so cool if they had made it where, like, if you just happen to know the codes, or maybe you have to, no, you know, maybe you have, if they had made it where you had to have what was I gonna, did I miss it in here somewhere? No. Golly. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is probably pretty annoying to watch. Anyone who is watching, anyways. Which, again, I think it's just counting me as watching my own. I'm really missing something here. I went through here, right? I'm so confused. Quick clock wood. No. Oh my god, I might actually have to pause this and look up where to go. For frickin' Clanker's Cavern. What the hell? What is wrong with me? Then again, it's been a very long time since I've last played this, so par for the course, I suppose. Wow, so far I have done nothing this episode except go and try to find places that I should have already. Fine, I'll say it. I'm an idiot. I actually kind of feel like crying now. I'm such a frickin' moron. You are gonna die. so soothing. Yes, I may have been an idiot. Bzzz, I am Clanker, which is garbage compactor, grinder. Clanker not like dirty water, want fresh air. Okay, hang on, Clanker boy. Oh god, this is gonna... Hashtag free Clanker! Hi, I'm Gloop. Grab my bubbles if you're low on air. Good old Clanker. So, does that eerie music that they got going there, does that disturb anybody else a little bit? Kinda disturbs me a little bit. Whew, man. Good thing this isn't, that, one ship level, Rusty Bucket Bay, you know. It sucks. I used to think when I was a kid that somehow I could actually get the camera stuck inside that pipe. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I was a stupid kid. Not saying that kids are generally stupid, just that I was a very stupid child. Well, alright, I'm gonna go work on your teeth. Simply because why would you not stop moving if you're trying to help me? Well, then again, he never said he was trying to help me. He just said that he was against Gruntilda. You know, this is really the quote-unquote goriest level in Banjo Kazooie. I don't really mean gore as an actual gore, because it's just super robotic, cartoony rust and stuff. It's just rust, but you know what they were going for with it. That extra little sound that they add in there, really unnecessary touch, but it is so unnerving that I'll give it a pass, because I guess this is supposed to be kind of weird. It's not blood water, it's just rust and rusty water. Yeah. What's up? What's up? God, I really do indeed hate that eerie noise that they add in. Yeah, like, it just... something about it, man. Touches something inside my brain that just says, no, I want to be anywhere else but here right now. I guess because I keep expecting that stinking shark to show up. Oh, what's his name? Nipper? No, that was the giant crustacean. What was the shark's name? Chomper, I think. It's like, yeah, had to give him that name too. This move uses Beatgo's wings as a shield against the bad guys. Cool, does it make me invulnerable? Sure does. Hold the right or left trigger and push the right stick right. Keep the right trigger and move around. Use it wisely though, as this requires gold feathers and you can only carry 10 of them. Here, take these 5 valuable gold feathers with you. Your energy is a little low. I'll fill it up for you. Well played, Banjo. You've now learned all the moves in the game. Frank was an idiot. Where the heck is the entryway? Literally right at the entryway to the... I swear. I didn't mean to forget how to get there. And yes, I am actually going to go and collect each of these. Gold feathers are... As you saw in Mad Monster Mansion, the gold feathers are invaluable. Indeed, one might even say necessary to actually be able to complete the game, because man, those ghosts, oh my god. They make me feel anger. Rage. Oh. Oh. Well, hail. Would you look at that? Oh, hail. I suppose you didn't do no harm. Man, that sound always makes me stinking think that something's about to start chasing me. Meow. Hey, look, 4 free health. Wow, how nice. And no one had to get hurt. Well, no one who mattered. Oh man, I am so very mean to that poor monster thing. Serves an evil witch named Gruntilda that wants to steal the youth of Banjos. I can't remember if there's a way to increase the amount of air that you have in this game, so if there is, you know, eventually I might figure it out. Maybe. You know, this is one of the few games that has a level like this that doesn't trigger my absolute terror of the ocean. I usually hate the idea of being in deep water, but I guess the third-person point of view and the fact that, you know, there's nothing here to really attack me under the water helps to dissuade some of the sheer terror that I would usually feel. Either that or I've finally gotten over it. That's a false hope, if anyone's wondering. Okay, I want to go that way. And there we go. Snippet mutants are we, jigsaws SARS, fight us you must. No mercy. Hiss, beaten snippet mutants are we, yours is praise. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, so I've got 1 of 2, now you 1 of... Oh boy, and here it comes. Oh, wait, there it is. Ah, the tail! I got caught by the tail. Alright, so that's that finished, and then I can get the final Genjo and get that finished off too. I am actually rather ashamed. I am rather ashamed that it took me this long to figure out how to get to Clanker's Cavern. I really am. That is... Oh, there's no excuse for it. Oh, wow. You know what? Punishment taken. I believe that's all of those, isn't it? Yes. It is simply a matter of exploration, Mr. Pryor. To be fair, though, you know, when I got that power up, that was when I decided to call it for that episode or that live stream. So, excuse me. Sorry. Wouldn't friggin' jump. Okay, now, what was the next one? Mad Monster Mansion. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually kind of feeling in the mood to just stream until I beat this game. Of course, I would have to first warn everyone that at some point I will need to eat. Oh, what the heck? I don't remember that happening. Such bull garbage. That is kind of garbage, though, man. I don't remember those resetting when you leave the level. I mean, if they do, they do, I guess. I just didn't remember it. But, yeah, I don't remember it doing that. I swear, sometimes it seems as though I'm about to leave the camera itself behind. Alright, you ghostly bastards. I don't think I will ever let myself live down the fact that I forgot how to get to Clanker's Cavern. Are you kidding me? How could I forget? It's not even like it's that hard to remember. I'm an idiot. Mozan plays his organ with ease, but can you follow him on the keys? What do you mean? What, did I miss that one? You frickin'... Oh, Mozan, you cheatin' prick. Ooh. You will pay. You will pay. Well, I guess more he'll play. Your music skills are mighty fine, so take this golden piece of mine. Thank you, Mozan. You're rather swell. And I swear that next I'll see you in hell. Yeah, literally the only way that you can kill those guys. Well, gee, Banjo. Or, wait. Well, gee, Kazooie, what are we gonna do today? The same thing we do every day, Banjo. Go through the same adventure, trying to stop Gruntilda from turning your sister into a old hag. I love everything about this level. The previous unpleasantness with the spirits of the dead aside. Nope. Oh. I wasted it. Oh well. God, I really do love that little trick. I am so glad. Okay, I can't claim that I found that trick myself. No, it was actually I watched the Banjo Kazooie playthrough of Psycho. That's SCYKOH. I watched his playthrough of Banjo Kazooie, and he did that trick, and oh my god, I was so happy. I finally had a way to figure out, or a way to not like Yeah. I feel like I might be forgetting something. Hey, there it is. I'm hungry. Just thought I'd share with the class. So many wine bottles could have been in there. Alright, let's see here. That's what I was forgetting. My revenge. And see, now I won't have to worry about those ghosts anymore. You know, instead of just not having to worry about them in general, you know. Oh, I thought there would be a golden feather for some reason. I didn't need it. You know, I would have loved it if just for this one level they had changed the interior of his hut to look more like terrifying or something. And if they had changed his music to be more spooky. You know, more spooky, more creepy, more scary. No? Anyone? No. I am so excited to be playing this. Oh, crud. Blast it all. Just gotta sneak around behind you there, bud. Oh, you know how it is. I don't know what accent I'm trying to do, actually. I'm glad I don't take increased damage from enemies as a pumpkin. Alright, I think that's all that I needed in there, so... Holy crap, he actually followed me that far. Oh no, that was a separate one. I was actually kind of impressed for a second. Too bad there was nothing to actually be impressed about. He is a disappointment. He's a goddamn disappointment's what he is. God darn skeletons can't even think. I don't know. Well, how are y'all doing today, anyways? Are y'all doing alright? Yeehaw, howdy howdy, and all that other whatnot? Come on then. Chase me. Do they eventually just not come back anymore? I guess not. That would have been kind of cool. Like, oh hey, you know, if you take care of these guys and do them in a number of times, then they just don't come back eventually. Their skeleton... Greetings, O Solid One. I am Tumblar, the Mighty. Solve the puzzle and you can take my prize. Okay, where's N? A. A. Z. O. At last, the puzzle is solved. Take this thing. I'm leaving this gloomy shed. Yay! I helped a... what I can only imagine is... Why? Wait a minute. That's the umbrella logo. Banjo Kazooie did Raccoon City. No, but seriously, that totally looked like the friggin' umbrella logo. Why the heck? Actually, you know what? Never mind. I think I thought of my own answer. You know, it'd be pretty cool. And that's literally the only reason that you would ever need is for doing something like that. Ting, 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 ting. Alright, so I'll have to come back as the pumpkin. I'll just explore as Banjo and Kazooie for now, and then I'll come back when I need to. It didn't work out for you, did it, you jackass? Wait, what? I don't get it. Bear is much too fat to fit in Longo's mouth. Wait. What? What? Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. What? I don't remember. I only got 2 more left to go. That's really cool and everything, but I don't remember that being one of the locations. I mean, if it is, it is, but huh. Go figure. Wow, I like how Banjo almost fused into the ground. And you must accomplish what you have set out to do, Banjo. You must become the floor. I don't know if I'm ready. Huh? Yes, I'm totally referencing John and Aaron's playthrough of Banjo Kazooie on Game Grumps. Man, I really hope that Danny and Aaron eventually do play Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie on the channel, because I would really like that. I guess not. Oh, if you're wondering, that pirate-looking fellow in the picture in there, that was Captain What's-His-Face from what this game was originally going to be, which was an adventure game that I cannot remember the name of because that's not what we got. And I am forever thankful that that's not what we got. I mean, it might have been good. It probably would have been good, honestly, because, you know, it would have been rare who made it. But, nevertheless, I'm happy that we got Banjo Kazooie instead of whatever we would have gotten, you know? I mean, it probably would have been cool, probably would have been fun, because let's be serious, this is Rare we're talking about. There's no way they would have made a game that wasn't pretty cool, pretty fun, and just all around good. So, yeah. Grunty's gold, how it shone. She'll be mad now it's gone. Yes, I'm mad. Not my butt I'll put up your useless spooky butt. But And that's why you never go in the front door. I mean, you can go in the front door if you want, but... yeah. You know what's funny? This is Grunty's mansion. She has a picture of... this is her dining room, obviously. She has a picture of her tower in front of a full moon, her sister, which is actually kind of cool. Like, even though they don't see eye to eye, they're still sisters. Dingpot, herself, of course. Plungo, Mumbo, and her broom. Now, why does she have Mumbo? I thought for a second maybe I had stumbled upon a secret. As it turns out, I'm just an idiot. Well, I went and slammed my beak into the picture frame, and it did nothing but cause me lots of pain. Ooh, that actually came out pretty good. Nine of 10 and 1 of 2. Gee, I wonder where they could be. How could I ever figure out how to finish this level? Yippee, dippy, skippy, yippee. Complete and utter madness is what has engulfed my brain. At least I think. Now you may be asking, how the heck was a pumpkin able to get up a slope like that? Wouldn't it have rolled down? And to that I reply, how dare you bring logic into this conversation? This is Banjo Kazooie, winch. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try. You know what? Yesterday's live stream, part 2. Yeah, that... I got angry because the game was kind of being weird, and honestly, I was kind of tired, so... But, is it gonna make that noise every time now? Happy landing, little one. I can't believe you went in there. Now wash your hands, you filthy bear. Yeah, ugh. Ugh. So gross. But that should be level complete. Yes, it is. Oop, wrong way. Now just as a heads up, I may actually end up looking up how to get to the, or how to find all the Cheeto locations, because, gotta admit, I don't really know if they're like simple to get to or not, you know? But anyways, now that that's done, we can move on to the next level. Which I believe, if I remember correctly, is Rusty Bucket Bay? I think it is. Anyways, yeah, I think it's Rusty Bucket Bay that I gotta get to next. First, oh, you. Ooh. God dang it. Oh wait, no, you're not the one I want. You're not the one I want at all. My bad. Oh, what's the one that'll lead me down to where I want to go? Oh, you know what? I think you might be. Right area, wrong cauldron. You know what? I don't care if I get any viewers. Well, I mean, I do care. Don't get me wrong. I do care if I get viewers or not. I'm doing this because I wanted to. You know, I love these games and I wanted to share that with everyone. I may not have a lot to say because, you know, having played them so much, I just honestly can't think of anything that would be fresh or new or interesting to talk about, so. God, I love these games. I miss this era of gaming, you know, like... Oh, it's absolutely a Cheeto. Okay, so I gotta go down this way and figure out how to raise the water, and yeah. Which I think the raise water button is up here somewhere, isn't it? But this is only temporary. You got 30 seconds to get around to the other side. So it's pretty much straight up. My filthy bed gives me a rash. I never wash. I save my cash. Yes. Yes, Cheeto. Ah, dang it. I wanted to see my... Hold on. 6.82% of gamers. Okay, sorry about that. I just... Beat Witch Bear will if enter Gold Feathers code on Sandcastle floor and Treasure Trove code. Oh, okay, that's where I... Yeah. Where... I'm just gonna go ahead and go get that all opened up real quick before I, they're not really tough, or just... well, kind of. Favorite pastime is bursting... Ugh. Boils. This poor guy called Dirty Birdie was her first and only boyfriend. When she was younger, Granny used to have a mad vulture as a pet. Oh, I could have sworn I remember the band. $765. So I'll actually have enough to be able to go and fight Grunty. I'll actually have enough notes to fight Grunty after I beat Rusty Bucket Bay. Yay! Wow, I actually missed a Mumbo token back there? Holy moly! How on earth? Wait, how did I miss that? What in the name of the forever continent? Wait a minute. You know what? Actually, I made a mistake. I want to just go ahead and... I'm going back to the sand castle. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized. Yeah, 2. Okay. I thought I was remembering correctly, but I couldn't remember. Honestly, I think she just kind of says, "Oh, so you got those gold feathers, huh? Well, guess what, Nancy? You're still gonna get your butt whooped by the old razzle-dazzle." Or, you know, something like that. I don't know. She's an idiotic witch. She's not going to say anything that makes sense. Not in the long run. Alright, let's see here. I think I want to go this way. Alright, now I'm gonna go and actually, I might get something to eat here shortly. I'll at least get to Rusty Bucket Bay, but I won't go there yet. I'll pause the stream for just a minute, because I'm hungry and nobody's watching this anyways. So, I will be back as soon as possible. Alright, I figure so while I'm waiting for the food to cool off, I can play a little bit of Rusty Bucket Bay. Alright, I'm doing, the first thing I'm doing is the, yes, I looked that up. The only reason I looked that up was because I wasn't about to make you guys sit here while I tried to suss out, you know, okay, so it's this note, this note, this note that plays in the song. 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Aha! That's right. Don't step on the red things, those will actually hurt you. Ow! Oh, yeah, there was another one somewhere in this level too, wasn't there? Oh, come on. Oh, for God's sake. Mother? Really? Really? What the hell? Okay, note to self, don't go anywhere near those pricks. That was actually kind of cheap. Hey. It looks like a texture, but it might not be. Okay. Freaking sudden camera change, man. Alright, let's see here. Hey, there's Conker. Looks like, whenever that picture was taken, he was clearly not happy with it. Oh yes. Okay, see, it's right there. It's right there. Oh, it's so funny that's there, isn't it? A real laugh riot. Oh, that was weird. I remember that being a more, You know, as complicated as this level is, it's no Grunty Industries. I mean, don't get me wrong, it might as well friggin' be, but... I used to wonder what could be out there. Like, I know there's not actually anything out there, you know, it's just an empty skybox, but... As a kid, I would imagine, you know, these places must have existed in some kind of world, so, you know, I've always wondered, like, what if... Who dares enter Boss Boombox's hole? And really, that's the only reason why. Arg, you've splintered me. Take this. I didn't want it, really. But that's the reason why you want to go and get the gold feathers upgrade. That boss fight is ridiculously easy when you have the... I mean, I guess you could fight him with the eggs, but why would you? Of course, I think that's why in the second game. That's the only other boss in this game except for Grunty. No, Snipper. Snipper in Treasure Trove Cove, yeah. He's a boss. I guess technically the snippets, the mutant snippets, could count as boss-esque. Okay, you know what? I take it back. Not the only boss. Now, you would think that this water is a danger because it would drain you fast or something. No, it's just that even if you're on the surface, it's so disgusting that you can't breathe. Oh! Yeah, that was a little too close. But, yeah. So you can't breathe, ergo you end up drowning on the surface. Which I guess, if it's supposed to be full of, like, oil and nastiness and all that, I guess that makes sense that it would not be good for you to be stuck in. I used to think you had to break that too. I used to think a lot of things about this game, like it was good. I'm just joking. Whew. For some reason I get the feeling it wasn't supposed to be that easy. I hear you, buddy. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm right here. I might as well do something. Wow, I actually did that so perfectly, it friggin' messed up the audio? That's crazy. Methinks people may have underestimated just how much I've played this game. Thanks guys, I found this earlier, it's yours! Wank, wank, wank. Oh, do not drown, please. Oh. Yeah, and this is the only level where if you get out of the water, you don't immediately, like, start to, get air back. Yeah. And there you go. That's how you avoid losing air while you're trying to get through the water. You just... I thought it was stuck. You just gotta jump like a frickin' maniac over and over again and make sure to keep feather flapping your way to freedom. Frank.exe suffered a catastrophic error. Oh, what the... I thought it was gonna kill me! Oh my god! I ain't never had it do that before. Hi! I've done that before. That was so weird. Why did it... Like, I'm not complaining or nothing. It was just odd. I like that they added rumble functionality. Hey, anybody in here? And see, the funny thing is, this is still my least favorite of the levels, but I've played this so much. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I actually kind of remember how to do everything that needs to be done, and I don't think I'll have a problem with it. That's right, I'm saying I'm better than this game. And now I will fail so miserably, it'll be hilarious. Oop. I hear Jinjo. There's Jinjo. Now I just gotta get the last one. Oh, those poor dearies. Okay, how do I get over there then? It frickin' won't let me. Oh, you bastards. Now, how in the hell am I supposed to get back over there now? I don't understand that. That's not... Yeah, they vanish way before they ever get there. That's kinda effed up, man. Man, ever since I got smacked in my nose with that phone, went to the fair with my younger brother, and we were in a ride. Well, not we. He went off to ride something. I went to ride the zipper, as it's called. God, camera. But yeah, that's fair. No, I didn't hit the flutter button. But while I was in the ride, the guy who was in there with me, his phone flew out of his pocket. There we go. And smacked both of us in the nose. Thankfully, before it could cause too much damage, thankfully we were able to get a hold of it and keep it from flying around anymore. Oh, this next series of events is gonna suck. Let's see, I've got how many in this level? 7 of 10. 0 of the honeycombs. Wow. I gotta work on that. There's another window room like the one over on this side. Somewhere on the ship. At least I have... yeah, there it is. Really? Oh! That's the ship out at sea. See, that picture used to make me think that there was like some sort of Easter egg I could get where I could go and like get the ship out to sea. Like, I know that's not actually possible now, but back then I drove myself crazy trying to figure out how to get the ship out to sea. And I believe this is overhead view of... Actually, what is that supposed to be an overhead view of? Might be Treasure Trove Cove? I can't remember. Or it could just be a random landmass that they made up for the game to have something there. Which is entirely possible now that I think about it. Alright. Whoops. Guess that was it for that room. Oh, dang it. Oh right, the frickin' lifeboats. I keep forgetting to get the stuff that's in those. Okay, you're just eggs? Alright. Ah, no! Did I go down in here already? Yes, I did. Oh god. Alright. Hang on. How many are left? 8. No, that's not how I got... Rusty Bucket, Twycross, England. We got to go to Twycross, England. Oh, and I am a firm believer that if people can make fun of Americans for having yeehaw howdy howdy cowboy accents, then Americans are perfectly within their rights to make fun of any other voice. Honestly, God, camera angles. Wait a minute. I swear, it looked like for a second it was one of the breakable ones. Just for a second, though. That's what I was looking for. I'm glad that the bees only attack you if you take the honeycomb first. Or break the beehive first. Good lord. Whew, that could have ended poorly. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Now! Yes! Ha! I did it! Woohoo! Oh god. Now comes the worst part. What one note have I missed? Where? Where did I miss a... Oh. No, that's a honeycomb. Where did I miss a note? Oh god, no! That's so annoying. Oh, man. This was always the worst one for me. I actually remembered which direction to go. Oh my god. I've never been able to actually remember which way to go properly before. See, my biggest concern now, though, is I gotta search this entire godforsaken level for one note. One singular little note. Oh, God. Actually, you know what? I think this live stream's gone on quite long enough. I'll go ahead, you know, I've already beaten the level. I mean, I'll find the last note. You know what? No, I think I'll do it live. Come on! You frickin'... Oh, I thought I... Why did I think that? Where in the bloody teetotaling creck? It's not in here, so that's good. Know that now. I do like that they made it so that these wouldn't try to chase you up the ladder. That's good. This is gonna drive me mad. Most likely. There we go. Now I gotta find that honeycomb piece. You know what? Yeah, I'm not taking forever to do that. Do 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 do. Which can be accessed. The boathouse, which can be. Oh, right. Why does it keep doing that? Yeah, that didn't help me. What in the world? He spawned outside the fence. That totally hit him. Lying jerks. Anyways. Ah. There we go. Good lord. And you know what? I don't think I'll save and quit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish all this off in one go. Man. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause for right now though. I'm gonna eat my lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it. Hello, I am back. Alright, let's see here. I may end up having to end this live stream halfway through the final level, because it's looking like it's gonna rain here. And if it rains, well, rain doesn't tend to be good news for my Wi-Fi signal. Actually, you know what? I'll get Click Clock Woods unlocked, but then I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream because I don't want to do it all in one shot. Plus, I feel like a 3-hour live stream is plenty long enough. Well, not counting the time it took me to get my food ready and eat my food. I always thought it was subtly brilliant that one of the final level of the game is one of the first things that you run across. One of. What would have been cool is if they had made it where, like, you could obviously tell it's 4 different seasons. So, like, you know, Mumble could be summer or winter. The top right could be spring, bottom left could be summer, and then bottom right could be fall. But, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call it for this one. So, if you guys enjoyed it, well, actually, I'll go ahead and save and quit. There we go.